Alright, so I've wanted to put a hood louver on my YJ for some time now. I live in Nevada, so crawling around at 0 to 5 miles an hour for hours on end. The underhood temps get really hot, especially in like August when we have 100-degree heat, for 12 straight hours. So I went with GenRight because I wanted a louver that didn't have a company logo etched out in the actual metal. And Poison Spider has the little spider logo cut out at the top, and I didn't want that on mine. I just wanted a plain hood louver. So I get my GenRight louver in. I open it up. It uses rivets, not screws, which, whatever. Sticker. I take the louver out to look at it, and there's a daggone GenRight logo on the top of the hood louver. It's just a white sticker, so I'll install it like this and see if I like it, but I'm probably going to end up taking that sticker off. Oh yeah. My windshield tie-down loop is looking pretty rough. I think I'm gonna hit that with some paint before I put it back on. Okay, so I'm ready to cut into my perfectly good hood and ruin some factory 30-year-old sheet metal. The fact that GenRight doesn't provide a template with this is pretty cheap, in my opinion. I definitely feel like they should just give you a paper template and not have to freehand and measure this sort of thing, but it is what it is. The company and the owner have a video of installing this hood louver, so I just followed along with his video and I'm ready to drill some holes and cut it out now. Alright, it's been a couple of days since I started this, but I'm ready to cut holes in my hood now, I guess. I'm going to use a hole saw to make some holes. And I don't have a metal cutting jigsaw or a nibbler or anything like that, but I do have these, or this. This is a metal shear power tool. I've had this for a while, so I might try to use this. If it causes problems or if it's trying to warp the metal too much, I'll just fall back on the angle grinder. Alright, about to ruin my perfectly good hood. One. Now I'm going to try going this way first just to make sure I can turn this thing and handle it and it's not warping the hood. No, it's working okay. Look at that piece of paint. Alright, one side's done. These shears actually make a really nice cut, so I won't even have to file that too much. So it just spits out these little curly cues. I feel kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie. I hate cutting up old sheet metal, but this is worth it. This is worth it. You can see right here where the shears kind of made, you know, the hood wave a little, but it only did it right there on the center support. So when I bolt the hood vent down to the outside, you know, you won't be able to tell that's there and it'll look good, but I'm glad that's over. Alright, I cleaned up the edges of the cut and painted it with some black touch-up paint. And I painted around the windshield tie-downs just because you'd be able to see that flaky red paint under there if I didn't paint over those sections. So that's all done. I'm ready to put the hood vent on now and get ready to start drilling more holes. This is another reason I think the Poison Spider vent is better. You know, I don't have a template for all these little holes that go around the edge, and I can't use the windshield brackets to hold this in place because these holes are cut out so big that just using this little piece wouldn't center it, and the whole thing could still shift all over the place. So this should have came with a template, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so I got some 1/4-20 bolts and some fender washers here. I'm gonna do what the GenRight video shows, where I think it's the owner of GenRight, where they use bolts like this and fender washers to line it up so that they can drill the holes and rivet it in. This step just seems like it's unnecessary to me. I feel like this is a solution to a problem that shouldn't exist. It should have come with a template. Now I gotta somehow open the hood and thread these on without knocking everything all over the place. Okay. It does look cool though, I can't deny that. I do like the way it looks. This didn't even come with instructions. This is just like a hold harmless agreement. And I'm assuming it looks like an 1/8 inch drill bit is the correct size, even though it doesn't seem to really fit in the hood louver that well in these holes, but I don't know. I can see the hood under here too, where it's like I could have cut more out of it. Whatever, I'm going for it. Alright, that hole's going there. Yeah, that looks right. Alright, my Harbor Freight rivet gun just broke as soon as I went to do the very first one, so just bought a new one. Not Harbor Freight this time. Well, it worked. This is way better than my Harbor Freight one. Alright, all done. I gotta say, the biggest plus of this project was getting my that new rivet gun. That thing is so much better than my Harbor Freight one. I'm glad to be done with that job. I didn't really enjoy that very much. Cutting up old sheet metal didn't bother me in the past, but maybe I'm getting older and now it does. But that's a functional upgrade, and that's step one of getting this thing to run a little cooler. I think I'm gonna add a deeper transmission pan a transmission cooler and a power steering cooler as well before the 35s go on. I've been criticizing this thing pretty good the whole time I've been installing it.
And all I can hear is criticize, criticize, criticize.
But I think that's fair. You know, GenRight charges more than anybody else for this hood vent. So if you're going to charge the most, then you should get the most criticism. If people feel that, you know, the product isn't as good as it could be. If I did this over again, I would just get the Poison Spider one. Save a little bit of money, get a template, and it bolts on, it doesn't rivet on. But I'm glad to have this, and I'm glad that's done.